See if the sidewalk's open yet. They got this road open now. They've been doing construction on it. It's finally open, so let's see if the sidewalk's open. I don't think it is though. I don't know. There's cars driving up right when I walk up to get in my way. Every time I cross the street, there's not any cars near, except that car is pulling up right now. So every time I cross the street, there's just a car pulling up to it at the same time to get in my way and slow me down for like 5 seconds. And that car has a 911 license plate and is driving by it. As I cross the street again. I don't think they got this sidewalk open yet. They just tore up this park over here for no reason, basically, to make like a water rafting thing that nobody asked for, and everybody that I've talked to thinks that it sounds retarded. And that car is right there at the start of the bridge. Nobody really wants this water raft thing. They just tore down a bunch of trees over here for no reason. And they rebuilt this bridge and everything. And that white truck was right at the center of the bridge. And probably all these cars are stalkers. And then the white truck is turning in front of me when the other white car drives by me. And that's there, so that's probably a stalker. It's not just a whitey, it's a lot of whiteys, and usually it's two of them simultaneous with each other. Like the one that turned in front of me as the other one drove by me, But I know you don't pay attention to things like that. You just see a car. Some dumb hoe. The cone was stalking me? What was it doing? I don't know what you're talking about. I see a lot of cars stalking me though. There's gonna be more of them when I walk up to the street. And this light used to turn on and off. Or one of these lights did, but it doesn't do it anymore. I think they changed it to the LED light or whatever. It was being a cone. I've never seen a cone stalk me. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I don't think anything happened at that street that I noticed, except maybe some engine sounds in the distance or something. But a car can? Yeah, a car can stalk. People stalk people. That's a thing that some people do. Did you know that there's a thing called stalking? Were you just born yesterday? There's a thing called stalking, and it works like this. With two cars driving by me simultaneous. And one of them's black and one of them's silver. And that red car is right at the street, and then this is a white SUV. It's just turning really slow. And this car is turning out right at the train tracks, right as a white car goes behind me. No one met me at the last intersection. Yeah, but did you see that intersection though? A lot of people met me right there, right? Did you just see that as you were typing that? Or did you look down at the keyboard and miss what I was saying and showing? Rewind the video. Car is an object. How can it stalk? Because there's a person in it operating it and moving around synchronized, stalking me. Or even if it's a remote control car, someone is controlling it to stalk me. Does that answer your question? Do I like drama? Not really. This car is pulling up like a stalker would do. And then he's just sitting there a really long time, not moving until right at this moment when I walk by the sidewalk. Oh, it's a white SUV too? Psh. What are the odds? There's a car driving behind me right now. Oh, it's a white van. Wow, that was really coincidental. What's driving behind me right now? Silver and a red truck. That was a black truck. Is this one taillight over here? Did he turn out when the other truck drove by me? Probably. I didn't see him before that, so probably. You know what's crazy is they got Knights of Columbus. You know, Christopher Columbus. That's kind of crazy. Well, that is right at the corner of the Knights of Columbus building. Whatever color that car was, it was a stalker. There's an engine sound as I walk up to the street. And there's a white car driving in front of me way over at that street. There's gonna be a car as I cross this bridge, at least one of them. Probably one at each side of the bridge. And maybe one at the middle of the bridge. And maybe one in the distance syncing up with the one driving by me. And then this one right here, right at the crosswalk. There's a car honking after I step on the street, and he's probably a stalker head. There's a dog barking in the distance that I think is a stalker dog. Usually when I hear a dog barking in the distance, that's what it is. I rarely just, there's white cars driving in front of me as I walk up here, and I think I saw a light turn off, like right when he drove by. I think. Just like out of the corner of my eye. And then I saw a car drive out in the distance when that car drove in front of me. I think they were syncing up with each other. And then here's the end of the bridge. What's gonna happen? Well, the dog just started barking more. And then he barks really loud right here, and right after I said that too, and like, it seems like a dog barking synchronized, and probably that car that drove in front of me right at the end of the bridge. Seeing how there's no other cars over there after that. Just doing the math on all the things that are visible right in front of my camera. And all the audible things around me. But yeah, pretty much every time I hear a dog barking in the distance, it's sneaking up on me, especially at night. And that dog behind me definitely sounds like one. I don't know what it is. Are they shocking the dog to make it bark or something? Or what? I just heard another dog start barking over here, like, I don't know. What's gonna happen right at this light? What's gonna be really obvious right here at the light? Anything? Or is it gonna be not really obvious, but still pretty obvious? This is the bright headlight car going through that intersection when I walk up to this one. And he's gonna drive by me synchronized. There's a car driving by right at the center of the street over there. There's a dog barking over here right now. Another one. There's a car driving up over there right now. Yeah, I guarantee he's a stockhead. I guarantee it. And here's a street, and there's gonna be a stockhead. I guarantee it. And this car is driving out over here, like right when I walk by the corner of the building. Oh, and then there's another one coming up in front of me. And it's like right at the street, and there was another car turning behind me. That was maybe another one. I don't know. It was like right when he pulled up in front of me. And then there's a car driving out in front of me, right? And this one drives by me. I think they're both a black car. And then that's a silver car, right? As a black car turns out. And then it's a blue car, actually. I think it was a gang stalker with the other gang stalkers. That's the Domino or the Pizza Hut car right there. There's a car coming right here at the crosswalk. There's a silver car driving out in front of me when the black car drives by me. And then he's driving out right now. It's just funny how they have like different settings. Like they have like the stealth. They have like the stealth mode setting where they're just like less obvious, but they're still stalking me. They just like make it more subtle. And then when I turn the camera off, they get more overt. But then sometimes when I have the camera on, they're more overt. But usually right at the start of the video, it'll like take them a minute to warm up. But this video, they're just like making it, except like at certain moments, like that one street where I crossed the street and it was a white SUV, and then I get across the street and it's another white car. Like, things like that are extremely obvious. Then like the other things they're doing in between are kind of less obvious. That engine behind me was farting at me, I think. And they just make their sound effects around me, which is kind of hard to like, unless they're doing it nearby to me or something, it's kind of hard to like capture that. And you can't really tell where the directions of the sounds are coming from when you watch a video, so. But they just make all types of engine sounds way far in the distance around me and close by to me. Like they'll have one close by and one far away at the same time or whatever the fuck. They just make all types of weird, creepy sound effects. And then that's, I don't know what it said on it, but it's driving by right there. I think it said something on the side of the car. And then I just see this car drive out right when he starts driving out. And I think it was a black car, and he's a silver car. And then there's another silver car, there's a white truck. There's a corner of a building. And here comes the white SUV. And then the silver car is turning in front of me. And he's driving by at the door. And then this car is probably turning out synced. And then there's an engine sound over there right now. And there's a dog barking right now. And this was right there. And then there's a car coming up right now with bright headlights. And there's this white truck coming up. And it's a black car, and he starts driving around. The white truck's driving by me. And he's probably hitting his brakes there, synchronized or whatever. And then meeting that car at the intersection. And then it's gonna drive by me as a white car drives out. And I don't know, he kind of missed the corner of the building, but probably a stalker. See, now there's a white car in front of me at the same time. It kind of looked like a stalker. And then this car's tail lights just turned off right now when I'm walking up to the alley. And this car is driving out. There's a loud engine sound behind me. It sounds like a stalker. He drives by right at that door like a stalker. And that truck went around the corner right there like a stalker. It all looks stalkered up. And this car is driving by right here like a stalker. And it's white. And this is white. It's gonna do another thing. The lights just turned on right now. It's taking off right now, right after the white truck turned. And right as I'm walking up to the street, and I think that car has one headlight. I think it did. And then this car is probably a stalker. And this car just started driving right as I walked behind it. It's another red car. Here comes another red car. And it's right there at the pole. Where there's a stalker always, and there's a blue car. And she's scratching her head when she drives by me, and the other red car is driving behind me at the same time. That's a lot of things happening, synced up. The light's turning right now. And there's cat. It's probably a stalker cat. Just staring at me, but I bet if I walk over there, he's gonna do a synced up thing. I don't know. Hopefully he's not a stalker cat. I pray to God that he's not a stalker cat. This car is pulling up to the intersection. There's another car turning behind me. There's a white truck turning back there, and it's right there, and he's a white car. This car just drove out, synced up with another car right now. Like I just saw another car going this way, and right when it gets to the corner, he drives out and turns, and it's right at the corner of the building. And then this is a stalker. I bet $1 million. You notice how it's just one car meeting me at the intersection? Yeah. And he's turning now. And he has one lower light on his car that you can't see because of the glare. But he does. He's a stockhead. He's gonna drive by me right at this place like a stockhead with the one lower light. Right at the corner. And that's a blue car and he's a red car. And he's got the one dim tail light. And then there's an engine sound over there right when he pulls up to the intersection. Wow, once again, that's a lot of coincidences just all condensed together. It's just so many coincidences that it's crazy. It's like I'm in a coincidence loop. I woke up inside of a coincidence simulator. I can't get out from the Truman Show. I can't get out from the Truman Show Matrix. Body snatch. Those cars turned in front of me, and then this car drives out, and then he's driving out on the street right when I walk up to the street, and then there's another black car behind him. I think there's two black cars, and then there's an engine sound over there right at the center of the street. And there's an engine sound over here right now. You know, it's just quiet in between. And he just keeps going off his engine sound after that. You hear him? And sometimes they'll just be making a bunch of sounds, like a bunch of engine sounds and sirens and car horns or whatever. They'll start the fire truck engine or the fire truck siren synced, and then honk the horn synced, and then they'll have an ambulance siren with it. And then there's a guy on a bike with a red shirt. There's a guy on a bike with a red shirt. There's cars syncing up over there with each other. There's this car that's probably gonna stalk me in a second. Statistically speaking, it's probably another one. This one is probably another one. Just because I don't see any other cars anywhere. It's only 9:30. Where are they all at? Like just the regular cars even. Is everybody asleep already? Is he a stalker? Yep, he's a stalker with the other stalker. It's a white stalker. Yep, he was a stalker. And maybe he'll stalk me again when he turns. No? Here's the train tracks. Is there gonna be a stalker? No. Not that time. The engine sound right now. Stupid. And these cars are turning synchronized with each other. You see that? These kids were screaming today when I crossed streets. They'd just be like, ah! Oh, there's a cop over there turning out right as his car parks. There's an engine sound right after it, and he sounds like a stockhead. And they're gonna get out of the car right now when I walk through the alley. Are they gonna get out of the car right now at the corner of the alley? How did I know they were gonna get out right at the corner of the alley? Is it just because there's always people getting out right at the corners of alleys? Is he gonna close the door right next to me also? Is he gonna close the door right when I get to the street or something? Guess not. It's gonna be some other synced moment. It was pretty much at the center of the street. He almost made it. Well, he's hitting his lock button now. And then which ones of these are the stockheads? Probably all of these cars in front of me right now, or most of them. I keep hearing dogs barking that I think are synchronizer dogs, and there was a car way down the alley just now. It just turned synchronized next to me. He turned right when the other car drove by, and I think right as I walked in front of his car. gang stalker stuff. Just regular life. Just, I guess, the regular life of most people is just to do that. There's a car pulling up in front of me right now, and there's also a car next to me right now, and he's a gray car and he's a black car, and he's got a 66 license plate. And the car just drove behind me. There's probably another one, I don't know. I can only focus on so many things at once. Like, there's this car turning out there right now. I think he's stalking me right there. I think it's a white car, and then he's probably gonna drive all the way up the street and stalk me over here. And then that's the state trooper right now. And then, he's gonna turn. When's he gonna turn? Is it gonna be a synced moment? I don't know. What's the state trooper gonna do now? Right at the corner of the building? Wow. That was perfectly at the corner of the building. Flawless terrorist tactic. There's an engine sound over there right at the corner, and a car behind me. This guy at the same time. That state trooper is a good gang stalker. He did a good job. He was perfectly aligned at both of the corners. And this car has one lower light. There's an engine sound right when he goes through the train tracks, and this light just turned on synced, I think. He's driving by right there at the curb. And then is there gonna be a car back there when he gets over there? There is. There's a car right when he gets over there. It just always happens. There'll be a car driving down the street, and then right when it gets over there, there'll be no cars driving by on that street at all. But then right when they get there, there'll be a car driving by. It just always happens. Like when I'm sitting on this bench over here, that's always happening over there. As is evident on all the videos where I've ever recorded on the street. And that truck was pretty much at the corner of the building across the street. And he's gotta be a stalker. Pretty sure he's a stalker. People are like, oh, you think everyone's stalking you? I'm like, no, I don't think everyone is stalking me. But a lot of people are stalking me, clearly. It's definitely most of the people out here are stalking me on any given day. Most of the people that I see around me, unless I'm on an extremely busy street, like these trucks are driving up right now at the train tracks, they're stalking me. But unless I'm on a really busy street, I saw another car way in the background go around the corner when that last car drove in front of me. I don't know. I hear the engine sounds again right now. Those trucks that just drove in front of me. But unless I'm on an extremely busy street, like if I'm on a really extremely busy street, it's hard to tell who's a stalker and who's not a stalker. But if I'm just walking around here, most of the people driving around me at any time are stalking me. Even when it's a ton of cars out here, most of them are stalking me. At least 50% of them, at least. This car is drove in front of me when this car is driving behind me. And they're stalking me. And then there's another red car here. And there's a red car behind me. And then is this another black car? It's another red and a black car after I just saw a red and a black car. Oh, that's a blue car. That's a red and a blue car. And there's the engine sound really loud behind me. And it kind of seems like a sinkerhead. Is this another blue car? I think it was another blue car. And the blue car is meeting a white car at the intersection over there. And he's turning right now as I walk up here. And this is pulling up right now, and that's pulling up right now. And that's a black car, I think. What's this? Another black car? Come on, gang stalker. Oh, it's a white SUV. It started driving behind me right at that place. And this car is pulling up right at this place. And then the light turns green right when he gets over there, and the other car drives out, you know. And then I was driving by right at the corner of the building, you know. And then the light's gonna turn green right as I walk through the alley. And this car pulls up. He's probably stalking. It just goes on and on. It just goes on and on with it. There's sounds behind me now. They're probably stalking me. Whatever it is. Oh, there's a guy with a red shirt and a red hat over here. Is he a stalker? I don't know. Don't know. But this truck, though, he's a stalker. He's a stalker with a 33 stock plate. And it's a white stock head. And the 33 is driving out right now behind me. And there's an engine sound over there right now. It's like, it's just quiet, you know, and then I hear an engine sound right at the corners of intersections. It just keeps happening. And just be quiet in between that. They'll either go off for a second and then stop, or they'll just keep going, and then they'll stop synchronized or whatever. This car is driving through the intersection right now. He's coming up to meet me at the alley. He's right at the middle of the alley.
Like, if I have to, like, I can and will do that.
Yeah.
But I cannot respectively go. But I can't go respectively.
His car's lights just turned out right here where they always stalk me, and he's probably coming to stalk me. And then she just like ran back right now. I think she's stalking me. She was like running toward me, I think, and then she ran back the other way right when I turned around. And you're doing stalker things. Like, I wasn't looking back at him at all until I walked up to the street, and then I just see her turn around all of a sudden and run the other way. So I don't know. Probably a stalker. They're just always doing weird shit. I've never seen those people before though, so I don't know if they're stalkers or not. But they're probably doing a stalker thing is all I'm saying. I'm sorry if you're not a stalker and you're watching this. You just gotta understand. I am being stalked, clearly. But I think they were stalkers, though. At least one of them was a stalker. There's 3 people standing together, and they always have 3 people standing together in a triangle. So they were probably doing that. I just didn't think about it until right now. Well, I just heard a car behind me right now. I think there's a stalker driving behind me, and then there goes the Domino's car over there. There's white SUV, and he's probably a stalker. But yeah, there's just 3 people standing in a triangle probably, and then one of them was dressed as a cat, and then one of them had a red hat and a red shirt on. It's just, I don't know. What time is it? It's 9:42. Am I good? Yeah. There's a car alarm. It just stops at the corner of this house. The car alarm. Why am I outside in the dark? Why not? Why is water wet? dog barking right at this moment. Hear that dog barking? He just starts barking right at this moment. He's way over there somewhere. That's just a dog barking, dude. It's not a stalker. It's right at that moment, though, dude. And there was a black and a silver car simultaneous over there. Did you see him? Dude, relax. It's a dog. No, it's not just a dog. It's the dog barking synchronized again. Like the 7th one on this video. It was quiet, completely quiet. And then right when I walked up to the sidewalk, there's a dog barking. So no, it's not just a dog barking at all. That's because dogs bark when they see people. He sees me way down the street, walking up to this street, that way. Why would he be barking even if he sees me? I'm not walking up to his street. I'm walking up to this one. Why are you outside though? Isn't it cold? It's not that cold yet. If I'm worried for stalkers, I'm not worried. There's an engine sound. There's a white SUV. You see him. There's an engine sound right after I cross over the alley. I think it started when I was going through the alley and then he was just getting louder and louder. What's this red car gonna do? Is there gonna be a blue car? Alright. There was no blue car. There it is right now, right when he's getting over to that intersection with the red car. So I was right. There was a blue car. Man. And then this is a black truck waiting to turn until right now. Did you see him just sit there for like 10 seconds? And then these cars pulled up. And that was a black truck, and that's a silver car, and the other one's a white car. And that's the railing pole where they drive by at. black car is probably waiting around the corner to do another thing. Did you just see him pull up and sit here for like 10 seconds and then he turned right when I walked up to the curb? What was he waiting for? I just don't get it. Why are people always sitting there and then waiting and then they turn right when I walk up? I don't get it. Oh, there's a loud truck in front of me right now. Oh, he's gonna. Oh shit. I don't know if I just blocked somebody or something accidentally. I don't know what I did. I accidentally clicked something, I think. Well, those looked like stalkers driving in front of me, and then I heard a lock button somewhere. There's a car loudly driving through that intersection at this moment. There's a car pulling up right when he drives in front of me. He probably had an 84 license plate or something. He's meeting that car at the intersection and he's taking off driving loudly right there at the curb. And it's a white SUV. And it's right at the corner of the VFW. There's a white car at the other corner of the VFW. I'm looking into every detail and overanalyzing it. No, maybe you're underanalyzing it because you see how there's 0 cars in between these cars? Like, that car might be a random car. I don't know about that one. But other than that car, there's no other cars except a white car at each corner of the VFW and right at streets and intersections and shit. So how am I overanalyzing? And there's no other cars anywhere. Maybe you're just not looking at what's actually happening and you're just typing too much and you just need to sit down and shut up and watch the video. And then you'll understand. Maybe that's what's happening. Human beings aren't meant to be atomized and lonely. This is what happens to some people in a hyper-individual society, wandering the cold streets alone, thinking everything is a stalker. Once again, I don't think everyone is a stalker, but most people are a stalker, and you're a stalker. Saying that I think everyone's a stalker to try to discredit me because you're also a stalker. Just admit it, bro. There's just an engine sound right now over there. Probably a white SUV if I would have stopped and looked. There's someone coming out the door right now. This truck is starting over here. He's gonna stalk me. There's another car driving behind him right when he drives forward. Right at the corner of the building with a 77 license plate. With a 77er. Dude, you're mentally paranoid and unwell. You need to get help. These things are normal coincidences and you need to relax. No, they need to relax and stop stalking me. That's what needs to happen. I'm just walking around recording the world around me as it stalks me. I am not doing anything wrong. I am recording the world around me, which is a legal right as an American citizen. And then when I cross streets, things happen coincidentally. And I'm just capturing the phenomenon that here's a car pulling up to that intersection right now when I get across the street. It's happening again. Just always keeps happening at every street. Doesn't it? Yeah, it does. You can't say that it doesn't, because it does. Like that car is right at the corner of the house. That just happened. There's no other cars anywhere. Like, at all. Alright, this car isn't taking off next to me. Maybe it's not a stalker. That's one car that's not a stalker. This car has a dim headlight. He's a stalker. This car is turning into the parking lot right now. He's a stalker. And this car is turning out on the street right now at the same time with the dim headlight. And then he's turning next to me right here at the place where they stalk me all the time. So, those are stalkers, right? If they're not stalkers, then what are they? Like that car, I don't know. He looked regular. But all these other cars are stalkers, yes? Yeah. They're stalkers. I think that car was pulling up synced with another car. I think it was. Then here comes the white stalker. Dude, they are normal people. They have their own lives and do their own thing. Maybe if you weren't walking around aimlessly at random times, you wouldn't run into so many vehicles. What does that mean? What time should I walk around? What's not a random time? I don't know what that even means. This truck is pulling up right now with the other stalkers. This is your irrational behavior. Yeah, the government is coordinating hundreds. That truck drove by right at the door. The government is coordinating hundreds of cars to drive around you all day because you're that important. Yup, exactly. Apparently. I never said I'm important, but they do stalk me like I am, so. And then you come on here in my comments every time I go live. Like, apparently you think I'm important too. You just say the same things every time. Going around filming cars and people makes you the stalker. Do you realize that? No, it doesn't actually, because I'm just walking around and recording as I walk around. I'm not following cars around, so no. They're driving around me synchronized though, yes. They are. So they look like stalkers, but I don't look like a stalker because I'm just walking around recording and I keep walking. So how am I a stalker? I don't get that one. Get help. I'm saying you're walking around and every car you see or animal or person you call is a stalker. It's not normal behavior. You're not being stalked. Once again, no, I don't walk around and every car I see I call a stalker. There was actually a couple cars back there just 2 minutes ago where I was like, they look regular. They didn't do a stalker thing. So what are you talking about? I just said like 5 minutes ago that those cars looked regular. But most of the cars on this video were stalking me. Most of the cars driving by me right now are stalking me. Why do I need help so bad? I'm just walking around recording cars. What am I doing? Why do you care so much? You live in fear of these supposed stalkers that aren't even there. No, I don't live in fear of these actual stalkers that are actually there. Non-stop, every video. Right in front of the camera. What perfectly synchronized things are gonna happen over here right now, and then it's not gonna be a stalker though. This car is taking off at the corner of the building. It's a white truck, I think. What's gonna coincidentally, schizophrenically happen right at the intersection, right when I walk up to it? What's it gonna be schizophrenically? White cars that time? Well, I saw the stalkers. And that's right at the corner of the building. And then there's no more cars again, you see? You see how there's just cars when I go through streets, and then there's no cars, and then there's cars when I go through the next street, and then there's a car at the crosswalk in between the street, and there's no other cars anywhere. You see that? Can you see it? Do you get it yet? I mean, I know you do, and you're just trolling me. But, like, it's called a road, and cars drive on them. Yep, you're right, bro. That's what it is. It's a road with cars driving on it. And they're also perfectly synchronized. There's an engine sound going off right when I step on the street. There's the other one over there at the center of the street. There's someone crossing the street. If they were stalking you, it wouldn't go on for this long. They would have got you already. What do you mean, got me? They're stalking me. They're still stalking me. They got me. What do you mean? Like, he's driving by right there. He got me. What are you talking about? They are getting me. They're stalking me. That's another blue car. And this car is meeting the blue truck at the intersection. Is it blue? I can't tell. I think it was a black car, but it was one car at each corner of the crosswalk. And then no other cars again, you know? Until this car, and it's gonna be right at the door. It is right at the door, and it's got a 77, I think. I don't know what it said. I think it was 77. And then there's this loud this loud motorcycle coming up, or truck, or whatever. This truck. This car is meeting me right at the intersection. And the light is also turning right now, and the truck is revving his engine right now. And there comes a white truck. He's got a red shirt in the white truck, and that car pulled up right when he drove by me. And it's probably another white truck or something. And he's gonna drive behind me right when I walk by Ravenwood, I bet. He's driving behind me right at the door of Ravenwood. And he is a white truck. I was right, he's a white truck. And then this car is pulled up, and it's probably another stalker. And I don't know. There's a car right now behind me though, and it's a white car. And there's no other cars. So, I don't know about that other car that pulled up. I don't know about him. He might have been a regular car, okay? For the record, I don't think every car is a stalker, alright? So he might have been one of the ones that's a regular car. And that's like, what, 3 regular cars this entire 77-minute video? Like 10 of them, maybe, the most. And then this car is gonna drive by me right at the place where they stalked me. Am I right? Yeah, it's right there at the place where they stalk me, right? This thing. They always stalk me. And that car looks like a stalker to me. And he's probably going through the intersection when he drove by me or something. There's people walking across the street right now. There's a car right at the crosswalk. Like they were right at the center of the street when I got to the street. And they're getting across the street right at the center of the street. And then they're going in the door right when I get across the street. And that's pulling up right after I get across the street. Like those dudes that were crossing the street. I think that was a cop that just turned in front of me. He was early though. But right when I got to the street, they were at the center of the street. The guys that were walking across it. And then right when I got to the center of the street, they were stepping up on the curb. And then right when I get across the street, they turn and go in the door. And it was a black car at the one side of the street and a silver car at the other side of the street. So it's just all completely coincidental again. It's complete, total coincidences. Just a bunch of them at every street. Except maybe this one, but that car was stalking me, I think, right before the street. So he was the one for that street, I guess. It's completely quiet right now. I don't hear any engine sounds or anything. When I think of gang stalkers who just look at you, I think of Jay and Silent Bob in that scene. I don't know what scene you're talking about, I guess. I haven't watched those movies in a long time. If there was one single color of car, it would be weird. But you think white, red, blue, silver, etc. cars of all color patterns, those aren't patterns. They are patterns, though. They happen in a pattern. You just have selective hearing, is all. This white car starts driving right now, that follows the pattern. But you're like, what pattern? I don't see it. What pattern are you talking about? I don't get it. Oh, there's a cop parked right there. He's probably gonna do something in a second. Or he's just gonna sit there and stare at me and jerk off over there. There's a silver car. There's a white car right now. There's a car driving up behind me right now. That silver car that's turning out. Right at the corner of the building. He's gonna drive by me. It's right at that door. They usually drive by these garage doors. I guess the cop's just speed trapping over there, whatever he's doing. That seems to be the only other thing that they do. They speed trap and stalk. Kind of stupid, if you ask me. They could be doing other things. The silver car is simultaneous, like he's getting to that intersection right now, you know? Yeah, man, I am for some reason. You're right. You heard that part at least. Anyway, my battery's getting low, so we'll walk up to this intersection. That'll be it. Are they gonna do something right here at this intersection? They usually do. This is one of their favorite intersections to stalk me, I guess, because it usually happens. Even if it's not happening at the other intersections. They always got hit me at this one. Here he is, I bet. At the corner of the building, you know. He's driving out on the street right now, you know. And these lights turned off over here on this car at some point. Probably syncing up. And I heard a dumpster slam at the center of the street over there or something. Wow. It's a white SUV, and that other car was turning out behind him right when he came up to the intersection. And it looked like they were stalking me. And then I'm gonna get stalked all the way home. The state I'm in, Nebraska. The battery's a stalker? Yeah, sometimes the battery's a stalker, actually. Sometimes the battery just drains all of a sudden. There's a car door closing right when I step on the street over there. And I'm gonna get continuously stalked some more. Right now.